right, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Hanging with Hwdbj Jones. I've got my partner in crime, Mr. Patrick Reed, is with me. Patrick Reeves, sorry. And I've got the new guy with me, and Jason Reid. And Jason, welcome, and thank you so much for coming on. I'm looking forward to this.
So just went international.
We
International.
went international.
Right.
That is right. That is right. Jason is from what part of Canada?
I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And for those that don't know, it's right in the middle of Canada, right above North Dakota.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Watching over the guru.
That's right.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So we've been texting back and forth. And so tonight, I think we're going to go and start discussing our favorite era of music, or not our favorite bands of music in the era that was so rough on them. So like 1994 to 98.
Yeah.
And we had talked before we had started recording this, but the first thing that does jump to my mind when I hear 1994 is the Hwdbj Crew record, 1994.
Probably the most anticipated record, one of the most anticipated records of my life. Because when you think back to Vince being removed from Motley in 92, 91, 92, I think it's 92.
Yeah.
There's a solid 2 years where every single edition of Metal Edge had some giant Motley Crue article in it.
Right.
Where they talked about the search, or they talked about getting Hwdbj and then the recording process. And much like when Sammy was in Van Halen, so much confidence in their interviews and whatnot. But that's such a great period of time, 94 to 98. Some of my favorite records of all time come out in that period.
Right.
You know what? You're not wrong. And you know what? And I said this right before we hit record about, my introduction to 94, whatever. So here's the story I want to share right off is that, we all know what happened. It was the 91, 92, there was a scattering of really significant records that nobody gave a shit about that, every channel has talked to death. And so for me, and I think, a lot of people, that 92 to 94 was just dark. There was just nothing. Right. And if there was, no one gave a shit, like really did not give a shit. So in that time, I found myself, I got married, had a baby. And I remember going to Kmart in Brandon, Manitoba, where I was, because my mom worked there and she had called and said, come, they're having a clearance on diapers for the baby. I said, okay, cool. So I go there and there was they redid the store and there was an electronics thing. And this is 1994, everybody. And there was the new, and I haven't seen them since, but it was this electronic thing to promote music, and you could press buttons on it and it would give you a 40-minute snippet of a song from a band. And it had everything on there. It had hip hop and country and whatever. And there was two, and it was just the picture of 94. So I'd pressed it and it was Motley Crue.
Motley 94, yeah.
Motley 94. And it was Hooligan's Holiday, right? And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool stuff. And then there was, and I'll cut off there because we're talking about 94, because the other one is so fucking epic to me. And
Patrick, just say it, man. Okay. What is it?
It was Michael Sweet 94. And I just about shit.
Oh, no kidding.
Massive Striper fan. Yeah. Massive Striper fan. And he was gone. Striper was gone, whatever. And I was like, what? And it was All This in Heaven too.
Yes, such a
right
great
into
song.
The chorus, right?
So it was like, crap, I haven't thought about that in forever.
And my mouth dropped, and I looked at my mom because she worked in electronics. And I was like, do you have this? And she's, it's a mom. I don't even know who that is, whatever. So fast forward, like I need to own this. And I got a kid and I got zero money and whatever. And I actually had to go to and it's so funny. I don't even know. It's called the Lighthouse. It just popped into my head, but I called it the Jesus store. And I had to go to the Jesus store to get it. Right. And it was just this little cassette, and you can see it behind me now. When the vinyl release came, it's my autographed Michael Sweet vinyl up there. And I mean, that record, and I don't think Patrick on all the shows we've done. I don't think we have ever talked about how great that record is.
I'm jazzed as hell that you brought that up. I haven't
too.
thought about that record in at least 15 years.
Me too.
My friend got it. My friend Matt in Oregon, when we were in high school, he had a cable access show where he showed music videos from this time frame, and it went crazy. He would get we had a PO box, and people would mail to it and saying like, "This is the greatest show ever." But he had a 3/4 inch tape that came from what's is it Benson Records or something like that?
Yes, it's Benson. This one.
Yeah,
Yep.
It came from Benson Records, and it had "Ain't No Safe Way." Because he
Yep.
made a music video for that. Did
Yep.
he make a video? He made a video for All This in Heaven too, and then
Yep.
didn't he also make one for Forever Yours?
I've never seen it, but I tell you what, why we have never in all our
Talked
ballad,
about that
why we
ballad
have
was incredible.
never talked about that ballad. So good.
That's yeah. Was the original cover black and white on that?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
And just half his face. That's the reissue cover.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, such a massive. So that was 1994 for me, and it just went in. So these two Motley Crue I got through Columbia House because like everybody, I had 16 different addresses and CDs. And the Motley album I decided to keep just because I forgot to send it back. It was the one of the month. Fell in love with it. Whatever. One of my favorite records of all time. It's so good.
Yeah.
Got the 94 one, and then that moved me into, because I got that record, and then in January of 95, my wife and my daughter and I moved to North Dakota so I could start university. And I just talked about this the other night, is that in 95, and here's my, I think, Patrick, you're the young guy here, so me and Jonesy will
baby
recognize this, is that 95 is just kind of when the internet started to get going.
Yes.
And I just mentioned this, Patrick. So is that, our introduction, here's your email thing. And this is all brand new. I was like, holy shit, I'm already screwed. I'm an old man here and I'm only like 22 years old. But I was farting around and I discovered Metal Edge online when Jerry Miller was still running it. So I just got reintroduced to the genre for a couple of releases in 94, and then Metal Edge was covering everything. So that's when I really got going. I discovered Paris Records and CMC International.
Wow, you're bringing up some killer stuff.
Oh, doesn't that feel good? It feels good,
Yeah.
So it really, really helped me. Not help me, but it is, oh my God, here they're all here. Thank God they're still out there.
God bless Metal Edge, because if Metal Edge doesn't exist, Metal Edge would tell you in that Metal Wire that, hey, in 3 weeks, the new Enough's Enough record's coming out, and you had no other way to know it.
That's right.
There was no other way to know it. And we would run to Tower Records and they'd always have one copy, but you'll remember from this time, it's around 94, the albums started not showing up in the store.
Yep.
And you had to go to the counter and be like, did you guys get Hwdbj?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
And they'd look at you like you had three heads, like, you want the Warrant record?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I mean, are you going to pay for it now? Because I'm not going to order it if you're not.
Yeah. And you remember the kiosk? They had the computer where you could go up and order it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did that a lot. Like, that's how I got, even though horrifically disappointed with it, that's where I remember buying or ordering and buying Tramp Capricorn.
Oh, I love that record.
Yeah, I figured you would, but I just
I was fixing to ask when we was talking about Michael Sweet. I was like, is that around the same time that Tramp's come out too?
Yes. No, Tramp comes out in 97.
Oh, was it already 97? Okay.
It was a miss for me then, just because, I expected, like, a lot of this stuff that when it came out in the mid 90s, I expected, I wanted, desired, or yearned for that same sound. And some bands kept it and some went off.
Yeah.
And in 94, 94, he does Freak of Nature as well.
Yeah, and I didn't even, I heard about the Freaks of Nature or whatever it was. Yeah, just through Metal Edge and stuff. I really like those two records.
Oh, man, there's some great stuff on the Freak of Nature.
Yes.
Especially like Need and Give Me an Open
Enemy.
Space. Yeah, great song. But
yeah.
94 for me is just, I mean, I know I've said it at the top of the show, but that Crew record, the anticipation.
Yes.
Then when you found out where John Corabi was from, and I hadn't heard the Scream back in the day, trying desperately in a major metropolitan city like Portland. My buddy and I would cruise all over. I mean, you're talking about all over the state of Oregon, trying to find either a tape or a CD of the Scream, so
Yeah.
we could hear what this guy sounded like.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got it, and you hear what was the song he had there? Father Time,
Father, Southern,
Mother, Father,
Mother,
Son, or
Father,
something like
Son.
that.
Yeah.
Holy crap! We were like, well, this is going to sound different, but my God, if this is as good as it is, and Nikki's writing, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I asked this question of both of you. What was your first reaction when you heard any of the material on there? Like the first time you heard anything from that record, what did you think?
So mine was back at that kiosk thing, and it was this part of the video is the opening verse, and then this when Tommy hits those drums, like, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That was it. Now, as I listened to it, it's like, I'm only 22 years old when it came out, and it was, well, that's not Vince, but I really like what I'm hearing.
I'm the exact same way. So we're the exact same age. I was 22 as well. And the first thing was just, I guess I heard Hooligans on the radio first before it came out. And I was like, well, this is different. But I'm like you, it's not Vince and it's not poppy. It's heavy.
Yeah.
But I was like, I really think I like it. I don't think it just first hit me and said, oh, this is amazing. I was just like, this is different. The twang
the
of
digestion period.
Yeah. The twang of, at the first mixed guitar on Hooligans. But when I got the album, when it come out, and you first get into Power of the Music and it just rips your face off right off the bat, I was like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. Because around that time also, I was sort of leaning into, I always loved my hair metal, but at that time I was drifting into more Pantera-ish, because, Cowboys from Hell and the second record had come out, and I don't know if the third record, when it came out or not, but
that's 95.
95. Okay.
So, no, it's 94. You're right. It's
okay. Because I was thinking both of those albums I wore out at the same time.
And that comes, Far Beyond Driven comes out number 1.
Yeah. For and because I was never really a thrash metal guy. I didn't like thrash, but I liked real heavy, aggressive music. I didn't like the speed of thrash, but I guess that's the reason Pantera hit me so much.
The power, man.
The power of it. And then when the Crew come and practically, they probably still are my favorite band ever. But when they done it, I was like, uh-oh, this is awesome. This is great.
Yeah. Great record, great songs, great band. Just wasn't Motley Crue. If they would have called themselves something different, it would have been a massive record.
Sure.
Yeah.
And for me, I was the separate of you, Jonesy, is that I appreciated the power in all those other bands, the Mansons and Pantera and stuff, but I don't like, and to this day, a voice means a lot to me. I still need to have the melody. I still need to have a cleaner voice. Like the screaming and the whatever doesn't do it for me.
I agree. Yeah.
Turned off real. And that's just me. And I've always been like that. You can have
John then is the perfect example of what you'd like.
Perfect. 94 is perfect. It's got the power, the aggression, the anger, and a voice.
Right.
Yeah. And I think
in that time period, we also get we're moving into that period of time where, like, I believe it was Jason that said at the beginning, all 92 and 93 is like the last time any of our bands have any prominence. So we're waiting into this period where we're all eagerly anticipating a new release from them. They've all been dropped and you're wondering where are they going, and we start hearing about this CMC Records.
Yeah.
And that they're collecting everybody up. And don't worry, your favorite bands are going to come out. I think one of the first releases that comes out is, if you remember, Wildlife from Slaughter is 92.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yep. And all 93, we hear that they've got their record done, and it's just they get dropped from Chrysalis, and they're trying like hard to get their record out, and out comes Fear No Evil in 94.
Great record.
So good.
No change. You want to talk about a band that didn't change there? Now, I gave, before this started and before you joined on, Jones, I was giving our man from Canada here some crap because he said Slaughter never changed their sound. They didn't change their sound on Fear No Evil. They did on the next record, which I'm sure we'll get to. But Fear No Evil, in my opinion, is the quintessential Slaughter record that comes out in that time period of 94. There ain't a bad track on that record.
Yeah.
Great record. And we were just at Fargo a couple months ago, and a few of us Guru Rights or hair metal misfits, we converged on Fargo to see Slaughter and Mike Tramp, and they actually played one song off Fear No Evil, and I was so jacked.
Unknown Destination?
Yep.
God, what a smoking song.
Yeah.
So good.
What's great about that record is Tim Kelly is phenomenal on that record. So many
Rest
great
in peace.
guitar solos.
Yes.
Bloss sounds incredible. I always loved Bloss. I thought he was a great drummer.
Me too.
Jones, talk to us about the drums on that.
Oh, it's so great. I mean, Bloss has got his own, he's got his own feel. He does different, you know what I mean? He does. There's a few drummers that can pull that off, and he's one of them. When it's just different than, there's a few I think of when I hear Tommy Lee, I know it's Tommy Lee. When I hear Alex Van Halen, it's Alex. Bloss, and I probably would also throw maybe Troy Laketta.
Oh, Tesla.
Because of his footwork. Yeah, I mean, but Bloss is one of those guys, because now when I watch on YouTube some of the stuff that he's doing now with Piercy, it sounds like Slaughter drums for Rat.
Yeah.
Just in my ears, just because the way he plays and how he, does certain things. But yeah, Bloss is a great drummer, fantastic drummer.
Absolutely. And that Fear No Evil record for me comes out pretty close to after when Motley 94 comes out. I rocked those two records so much. Slaughter took some chances on that Fear No Evil record. The ballad there, It'll Be All Right.
Yes.
Beatlesque and great chorus to it.
I love that. Y'all can see I'm looking down because I'm awful. I start losing what songs are on what records. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm looking up that record in my library where I can.
I remember Metal Edge, and this is also the very infancy of the internet. Metal Edge Online had posted that they were going to shoot the Searchin' video in Las Vegas on a certain date, and my friend had just gotten his license. And we we're like, let's go. Let's try and get there. But all of our parents said, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
You're not driving to Vegas when you're 16 years old.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Where are you going to stay? Because you can't get a hotel room. But we were,
right.
When you come up with the idea at school and you're like, oh, this is what we're doing. It was going to be a good time. But
I had forgot. It'll Be All Right. Golly, that was such a good song.
Oh, what's there's Unknown Destinations on there. The first song, Live Like There's No Tomorrow.
Live Like There's No Tomorrow.
Shit,
Yeah, I forgot.
It was such a nice return after, I always thought that The Wildlife was a mess. It was a failure. Yeah. I didn't, and to this day, I can't tell you the last time I listened to it.
That's even the singles off it sounded very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Real Love.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too, is that when we saw that show, I was really disappointed in the show because they played too many ballads, a lot off the Wildlife, all the ballads off Wild. I was like, man, I don't know. I just wasn't. I've seen Slaughter before, so I was super disappointed with the show and the track selection. They only played 9 songs, and they had all these musical interludes, and I don't need to hear a bass solo and a guitar solo and a drummer solo. Like, Zoltan, you're super talented. I get it. And I mean, he's not pulling the strings. He's just hired help. But yeah. I mean, dude, I quit all that shit and give me 3 more tunes.
Right.
Yeah.
I did get to see this tour.
Awesome.
And you were one of the only people. So
we figured it out that Guru and I were at the same festival, just on different ends of the
when you saw them, did they play much of it?
They played um
American Pie.
they played American Pie. They played the Heaven It Cries, which great mid-tempo tune. And they played, it was so I just remember Mark Slaughter asking the crowd, new, old, and then whatever. He goes, slow, fast, whatever. And they played the second last tune. And it's just the best because he even said, he goes, all right, we'll play a love song. And he did the same thing. He goes, welcome. And it's just, this is a song by a band called Slaughter, and then blah. It's like, and it was just so good. So I got three tunes off that record, and maybe that's probably why I still love it so much.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy it. And Back to Reality was good too, but you know me, man, we've talked about it way too many times. Revolution for Life, and too, Patrick, from being on videos when Deco released Revolution on
you
vinyl,
went ape shit and bought it immediately.
Oh, I was just like a little kid. So excited. So
and that's another the Deco go is sort of like our modern day Paris or CMC.
Yeah.
Deco's a good one. Real Gone Music is a good one. It's great that they can do these. Like I don't know the business end of it, but I mean, shit, you let me at it, and I'll give you a list of albums that you can do. Like,
yeah.
And there's some record buying stuff, and just Jonesy for your folks is like, I'm a vinyl guy. Like that's just my preferred medium. Right. And so I also will buy, there's from a couple of different guys that have connections with the unofficials.
Okay.
A lot of these printing companies, they'll just take a digital copy or whatever and make it into a vinyl. And I'm okay with that. Most of them, I'll say, turn out really, really well. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that's disappointing is I don't like it. And this is just me being a fucking old bitch. I don't need a double album when it doesn't need to be a double album, because that just means I have to get up and walk my fat ass over to flip it over after 3 songs. Anyway, that's just me.
Well,
and who wants to pay $500 now for an original, Ty Kettle record or whatever? It's like, I hurt.
That going back to the Crew 94, I don't have the original. I've got
Me neither.
And the boot sounds incredible.
It's fine.
I've got a boot of Patrick's favorite record, and mine too, Generation Swine.
I do too. You know what? And I'm a completist, even though I don't like it. I've got a boot of New Tattoo, Generation Swine, 94.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that, because that's where my money's going to go, because I'm a completist.
Me too, bud. Me too. Exactly.
Right. So and I just got, and we were just talking about this. It's when Patrick said, did you want to join? Is that I had just received from a buddy of mine, an unofficial of Great Whites Let It Rock.
Really?
Yeah. And it came
95 or 96, Jason?
96. And it just sat in my rack for a couple months. I just hadn't gotten to it. And I really, really like it. Now, I said this is when it came out, if I would have known about it and bought it in 96, I wouldn't have liked it, because I was still looking for that classic sound.
Yeah.
So 24-year-old Jason would have hated it, but 53-year-old Jason really enjoys it, because it's just what Great White turned into, that just really solid blues rock band, and Russell's voice is still spot on.
It's a record from that time period that I felt 17, 18-year-old Patrick hated, but now he loves, is the Shaw Blades record.
Yeah, because it was the same thing. We were
Jonesy's no.
We were expecting Damn Yankees, right? We were expecting.
I was just expecting something cool, and it is. It didn't hit for me. Young, why were you shaking your head, Jones?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
No, that the hallucination record, is so good, and I'm just
what it is.
It got me the first time I heard it, but I love Jack and Tommy together, and their voice and their harmonies, and like you said, I was sort of expecting a damn Yankees record, but
Mhm.
but it definitely was not that. But I loved it. I love that. I'm glad you.
Those two voices are gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Put them together, they're gold. And
Actually, I just read this morning as I was, because just my morning goes grab some coffee and I listen to a few records before the family wakes up. And as I'm listening to records, I'm, on X and stuff. And I don't know where it is. I have to do, I'm going to leave this to the mighty Patrick because he'll run with this because he's going to
Yeah.
want to know. So I've heard that Night Ranger and Nugent are playing some festival somewhere, and they had a back and forth on whatever. And Jack said, "Well, come on up and we'll jam some tunes together." So who knows where that could go?
The only piece that's not there is the drummer.
Cardellone.
Michael Cardellone, yeah. And doesn't he play with Skinner now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he plays with Skinner. So I mean, he's not going to leave that Skinner
Interesting.
on the table for that.
Interesting tidbit there, and you guys probably don't know, but it was on my drum thing. Did you guys know that he was my drum teacher for about a year and a half?
No
Michael
shit.
Cardellone was?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd never took lessons in my
cool.
life, and when he moved to Nashville, he started giving drum lessons, and I'd go to his house. And the big white drum set that was white and blue on that live DVD Uprising, I think it was, that big white and blue one. That's what I took lessons on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
so cool.
so cool.
But I've watched a couple of there's a couple of YouTube things with him. Some guy runs like a Night Ranger, a Fans in Motion or something like that on YouTube, and he interviewed Bartolone. It was two different separate interviews. It's like a 2.5 hour long interview that just come out a couple months ago, and he says that there's hope, that he thinks that it'll happen.
It could. It's got to happen soon because Nugent's pretty old now.
Yeah, Nugent's getting up there. I would.
And he can't shut his goddamn mouth.
Nope, he can't.
He's strong in his beliefs.
There you go.
Man, I like that. He is strong in his beliefs.
He's strong in his.
Yes,
I will. Yeah, I will. I try my best not go politics on anything.
There you go.
Nope, me
There's
neither.
people on the left, people on the right. They're strong in their beliefs, and I'll leave it like that.
95 comes, and we got everything in 95.
Everything, right? Everything's back.
We get a Warrant record. We get a Skid Row record.
Yes.
We get a Danger record. We get Def Leppard
95 Slang.
It's 96.
95 Slang?
Nope, 96. Summer 96.
I don't believe
it. June.
I don't believe it.
Looking it up right now.
Go ahead. I think it's either May or June of 96. Maybe April.
Oh fuck! I know you're going to be right, but it's like, and I know you're looking at me like my wife looks at me when I don't think she's always.
I'm not looking. Here's my hand.
Slang 96. Fuck you. Okay.
But we get and another band in 90 it's either late 94 or early 95 that we get. I'm not sure if either of you are fans of Sabotage.
No, I'm not. No.
I'm not. Got the Handful of Rain record and it kicked ass.
I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. I just never listened to them.
Oh my God. 93, 95. It's when they get Zach in the band and he's singing a much more powerful voice, less screech.
Operatic metal is not my game. I just never latched onto it. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, sure. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we get the mighty Ultraphobic, which has been talked to death on many channels. But let's give like 30 seconds to Ultraphobic here because it is a landmark.
Wait, you forgot two of my favorites, and we'll come back to them. Let's talk about Ultraphobic.
Let's give 30 seconds to Ultraphobic, Jason.
Okay. Got it from CMC out of the output because then something was super cool at that time is that not only could you have Columbia House, BMG started one too, so then you could screw another company over several times. And I got Ultraphobic because it was 99 cents. And I put it in and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Dun, 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 dun. I was like, this isn't fucking Warrant. But, before 53-year-old Jason, actually not even 53-year-old Jason, like I gave it another go in my early 30s. And I have learned I really like that record.
Oh,
man. like Undertow and like Stronger now. Like, fuck me, that's a good record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the musicianship because it has the grunge flair and anybody can fucking play that shit, but the songwriting. Oh,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Jonesy, what'd you think?
I'm the same. I mean, it took me, it was a grower. And a lot of this music I think we're going to talk about during this time was growers for me, just because it was different. But like you said, looking back, it probably took me 2 or 3 months, to get into ultraphobic. But yeah, now it's right up there with Dog Eat Dog for me. I mean, matter of fact, I think Guru's even mentioned it. I love Cherry Pie. I love Dirty Rotten, but I don't revisit those like I do Dog Eat Dog, Ultraphobic, and Belly to Belly. I still listen to those on a regular basis where I don't Cherry Pie and Dirty Rotten.
Yeah. For me,
it's
the first
funny you
time I
say
heard
that.
Chameleon, I just went, holy fuck.
I didn't even have anything from the first 2 records off on my phone. So, and I long for the day when I see one of these record companies print Belly to Belly. I'll be super excited about it.
I hope that one's next. I think they had some pretty good success with this Ultraphobic release, so I think they'll finally do it. Maybe.
I think so. And that when I said that I saw that when I saw Slaughter Revolution at that festival, I went for the one day. Is Warrant was on that bill that day too, and it was Belly to Belly. So they played their new song Indian Giver, and fuck that song live. Wow,
Yeah,
so much energy.
Like, I was like, I went out and bought the CD when I got back to the next day. I was like, I need what I don't even know what album this is on, but I went to get it. Yeah, Indian Giver, so good.
Any Kicks fans?
I love Kicks.
Show business.
Buddy,
Show business.
come on, you know this, Patrick. It's my favorite Kicks record. The fact that it's not on any streaming services, the fact that I can't get a physical copy anywhere.
Best ballad they ever done is on that record.
Easily.
Run
totally,
around.
100%, Jones.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
Show
good.
business was so kick-ass. And I remember the back getting, you get the metal edge in the mail. And I remember I would get home from school, I pull it out of the mailbox and it was in backwards so that the show business full page ad was the back of the magazine. And I went, whoa.
Yeah.
And it had already
Jester
come out, but there was no advertising. So it said the date. And I'm like, wait a minute, this date was like 2 weeks ago. And went to the store and got it that night. And was like, this record.
Does Guru have that one in a frame? Did he ever track that down?
Oh, if he does, we're all gonna have a 3-way fight.
We're all gonna fucking fight for it. Yeah, we're all fun.
And I've heard that Jason bites, so
yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Well, then business is great.
I'm Canadian, so I'll say sorry right after.
And then we also got Firehouse.
Yes,
Firehouse 3 in '95, which has a top 10 or a top 40 hit.
Yeah, it was the ballad, right?
I Live My Life for You.
Yeah,
another wedding song, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, they made a good living off wedding songs in that time period. Like you said, there's about the only band that would chart just out of the blue. You're hearing Soundgarden and all of this, and then if you turn it on like more of a top 40 station, you're hearing Firehouse on a ballad, and you're like, well, that's odd. That's strange. They're still.
Hey, my wedding song is a Firehouse song. So there you go. Yeah.
Mine's a Warrant and mine's a Blind Faith. So
so beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. So then 95 is a heavy tour market. I remember none of it came to my area, but you would always see everybody was on tour, and you always read about the struggle. And I remember reading reviews in Metal Edge about, Warrant plays huge Las Vegas concert, and then you'd see the pictures, and it was like 200 people in the club. And I'm sure it was a killer show.
Yeah.
But the tour struggle for these bands at this point is terrible. And this is also the very first times we start to see replacement members in these bands.
Yeah.
Warrants, got Kotak and Steyer are in, and then it's Bobby Borg, because Kotak doesn't even make it.
Yeah.
And it's come out since that Kotak was fired. Not He didn't leave, he was fired. He winds up and goes and joins the Scorpions for 20 years. But
Yeah.
But you wind up with all of these bands touring with new members. What do you remember from that time about the shows you saw? We'll start with Jones.
Ultraphobic, just going to that tour. I remember seeing that tour, was fantastic. Loved it. Just trying to think what else. Of course, I did get to see the Hwdbj. Hwdbj, it was Hwdbj, King's X, and
Typo Negative.
Typo Negative. Yes, it
What
was
an odd lineup.
and believe it or not, that was the very first time I seen Motley, and I had front row tickets. And I lucked up, got front row tickets. We met them that night. They done a record store signing before the show. I told Tommy, I was like, you're my hero. I took a busted cymbal. Let me see if you guys can see. Do you guys see?
Oh, I see it up there.
There's a white box with a symbol in it up there.
Yep.
The flag. That's a signed 94 of a crew. And then there's Tommy and myself and Hwdbj on that tour. Met him before that, but Tommy, I told him, I said, man, this is the first show I've ever got to see, and of you in front. I'm in front row. I've always seen you from the nosebleed, from Girls to Feel Good, to, all that stuff. And I said, you got to get me a stick. And he had just started those head drumsticks. They're not wooden sticks. They're the aluminum heads. And after the show was over, he sort of done that number, and I was sitting there doing that. He walked right over and handed me both sticks. And
oh my God, that's so cool.
So that is a highlight. If that would have to be my highlight, but yeah, Ultraphobic, the 94 crew, that's just the two that stick out in my mind as fantastic.
So 95, and again, I'm in Minot, North Dakota, in fucking middle of nowhere. So, but we did get 2 years worth of Firehouse shows. They played at the state fair.
Yeah.
So that was the 3 record, and they didn't have an opener for it. And then I know we're in 95, but then they came back around for Category 5 later in Minot, and it crowds were small, easy to get tickets were cheap again.
Yeah,
this was before they fly-ins and stuff, so it's kind of sad. Like, you walk outside and you see the old van and a trailer behind it, and but God bless them, they're out there trying to pay the bills, and we just yearned for it. Like Firehouse, we were lucky at that point, they still had the original members. They were one of the only bands that did. When I saw that festival show with a Firehouse was there that day, and Slaughter and Warrant, I didn't care, because that was my age. My music was there and the voice was there, right? Janie had 4 local musicians with him. I wouldn't have given a shit, because I was seeing Janie sing those songs.
Yeah.
It had been what seemed like an eternity before we saw our music played live again. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
So, and man,
that's a pretty profound statement, and it's so true. It has been so long.
Yeah.
Yep.
It had been so long. And it was just so nice to see that bill. And that bill that day was Loverboy. Then, because this was Botno. So Botno was like 10 minutes from the Canadian border. Mm-hmm. So it was Loverboy, Firehouse, Warrant, Slaughter, and Quiet Riot was the headliner.
Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
And that would have been Dubrow, Quiet Riot, right?
Yeah, it was the original 4. It was the original 4 as mainstream knows it. It was Vazo, Sarzo, Dubrow, and Benally. And
how were they?
Oh, Quiet Riot. Anytime I saw them with Dubrow, I saw them with Dubrow 4 times, top shelf every time.
I've seen them with it was Warrant, Poison. It was one of the Poison tours.
Oh, the Glam Slam Metal Jam.
Poison Fest.
I saw that one too in Milwaukee.
And Quiet Riot. every band was, and that's when Pussycat had went, industrial or whatever. And I didn't really much care for Pussycat, but and I love Faster Pussycat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quite Right was fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just one quick second. I want to jump back to 94 because I just checked something. One record that I would like to mention that I loved is Bust a Nut Tesla.
Oh God, incredible record. Love it.
I just
that's my concert is 95 on the Bust a Nut tour.
Really?
Yeah, and they had we had gone out to go see them. It was freezing rain, which we didn't deal with. My mother wasn't going to let me go with my friend because he was going to drive, and we'd never been in that kind of weather before.
Right.
It was New Year's Eve, so that was even more crazy. We still went. Incredible show, but you know what the kicker was? They get out on stage, and Tommy Skeoch had been fired, and nobody knew.
Yeah.
So Frank Cannon was the only guitar player out there, and he slayed it. I mean, he was just incredible. Loudest show I ever went to in my life. Jeff Keith threw a shoe into the crowd at the end, and I got the shoelace of it, but some other guy got the shoe. and so we're fighting over it, and he's like probably 50 years old, and I'm like 15, and I won't let go. And he's like, "You got to buy me a beer." I'm like, "How much is a beer?" He's like, $20. I'm like, gave him $20 in 1995, which was like $50 now.
Right.
But so it was a great show, and that Bust a Nut record doesn't get anywhere near the critical acclaim it should.
Yeah.
Most people are like, it's average. People like Jason.
But the real question is, where's the shoe now?
In a box.
Okay.
Probably in a closet somewhere.
You still have Jeff Keith's shoe
But it was like a shrine to me in there.
Yeah.
Brought it to school the next day going like, look at this.
This is Jeff
It's
Keith's
just
shoe.
a smelly Nike.
Everybody else around you that doesn't understand the music looked at you, said, "So you got a stinky fucking shoe."
A stinky fucking shoe, yeah. 96, folks. Incredible year for music in my book. Oh,
wait. I need 2 mentions of 95. 2.
Slave to the Subhuman Race.
No. 1985 by Enough's Enough.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And shout out to my boys, Voice of Reason by Harum Scarum.
Oh, Harum Scarum. Well,
for Harum Scarum, Voice of Reason was a departure from their melodic rock. Like Harry and Pete's vocals are still there. Well, it's not even really Harry and Pete. It's Harry and Darren, the drummer.
Yeah.
I mean, the harmonies are still there, but for Voice of Reason, it was just a much darker, heavier record. And as a massive Harum Scarum fan, I can remember picking the CD up. I was in North Dakota, so we came back to Canada just to visit our parents and stuff. And here's your grandchild to visit and stuff. So I picked it up in a record store. And at first, I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't like. And then about 2 weeks later, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, so let's not forget about Enough's Enough with Donnie V and Harum Scarum.
Yes, absolutely. Huge Enough's Enough fan. And thank you for mentioning that. I'm actually going to write that one down too, because never have heard that record.
Oh, you've never heard that record? Oh my God, it's iconic.
It is. And for me, super excited because, when Donnie and Chip get along, they actually signed a deal a few years back. So that whole back catalog is on reissued vinyl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. The 1995 is fantastic. I was talking about Harum Scarum. I've never heard a single song Harum Scarum has done.
Get on that, Jones. That is.
Oh, buddy.
If that stuff had come out in 91, they would be the biggest band on the planet.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Yep. That's cool. I've always heard the name, but why I never did check it out, I don't know. Never did.
There is not a bad record they've done. And so they've got a lot of the stuff is on streaming services on Apple or whatever your choice is. But yeah, you got any questions, my friend? You just hit me up.
You hit up Jason.
I'll Harum Scarum you.
All right, sweet.
Our current job in life between Jason and I is to get the guru to start talking Harum Scarum. And
Striper.
I heard the first record, and he told me he liked it, and it has been the goal of both of us to get Harum Scarum on the channel.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Absolutely. That's my whole. I have downloaded so much stuff in the last couple of weeks are added to playlist.
Well, start with Harem Scarum.
You know,
That's gold. A special shout out to Subhuman Race. We don't have to go through it because there's been enough said about it. But my God, it's my favorite record that's ever been made on this planet.
Was that 95?
95, March of 95.
Yeah, well,
Comes out the same day as my boys Faith No More and the incredibly bizarre but amazing record King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. Come out on the same day.
Really?
I didn't give that Faith No More record much listening because I was stuck with the Skid Row record. I have a feeling by the look on Jason's face, we know how Jason felt about that record. There's no hanging vinyl of Subhuman Race in his home. Maybe I'll send him a special treat. But I love Subhuman Race. We don't have to talk about it. That's great. Let's go to 1996.
Carry on. Oh wait, you know what?
1996.
I heard Slang came out in 1996.
Dear God, what a great place to start.
Whoa.
My favorite Def Leppard record ever. Let's talk Slang, because nobody ever does. Jonesy, start. Where'd you get it?
Slang.
Did you hear it when it came out?
Yes, I did. And
how did you hear it?
I liked it. When it come out, I was like, it was fresh. It didn't seem like it was overproduced. I shouldn't say overproduced like their previous records, but
yeah, no Mutt Lange
as polished, and I liked that.
Were you shocked at the sound of it, or were you expecting it?
No, I was completely shocked because I was expecting a continuation from the last. Was the Adrenalize? Yeah, and you know, because Adrenalize was a continuation from Hysteria, and I was just figured it was going that route. But when I heard it, and I think the first song I heard off of it was Slang.
That was the first single.
Was that the first single?
Was it getting radio play? Oh no, it was All I Want Is Everything, isn't it?
No, Work It Out.
Work It Out. Work It Out.
That's right. That's right. That was the first one I heard. And then when I bought the record, I went through it. But the first thing I could think of is most people always said they hated Slang, and I loved it. I thought that song was fantastic.
Oh, I love it. I love the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did it get radio play in your area?
Yeah, it did.
Shit, did it? Did it get it up in Canada?
Not here. Not where I was at the time, which was North Dakota. I'm your typical guy. It came out and I was like, no thanks. But now, learn to love it. And I sent you my list, Patrick, of what I'm expecting if we ever want to do shows on it. And I ordered the unofficial. So it's coming. And the cool thing about the unofficial that's coming, and you rarely see this on unofficials, it's 2 records. So I was like, sure. But it's side 1 is Slang and side 2 is live Slang. So I'm super pumped to get that.
Where's it from?
Just this guy. I don't know.
No, I mean the concert.
You know what? I don't know because I don't have it yet, and it's on its way. I'll look it up for you and just send it because the guy.
Send me a link because I'll buy that today.
Yeah, I was fixing to say your unofficial stuff. Send me a link to this guy too.
I'll tell you right now, and for all your listeners and viewers, there is a gent. It's on Facebook. He'll accept you. It is called Spicer Records.
Yes, you sent me that before. Yeah.
Yeah, and Spicer does a weekly online sale, and all his stuff is original presses, and then another thing he does is finds like the unofficials. He'll do that every once in a while. He's hooked up with some guy overseas or whatever that does this unofficial stuff, and be prepared if you're a vinyl lover. Like the originals he does, as we all know, the prices are obscene.
Yeah.
But if you really want something bad enough, but the unofficials are simply just because they're not out there on vinyl.
Yeah.
And what I'm currently waiting on that I've ordered and paid for is I have I don't know. Did I send it to you, Patrick? I think I did. I just know that Slang is coming and Crack a Smile is coming.
Oh boy. Doesn't count though because it should have come out in 95.
Yeah.
We all got ripped off there, but
there was you was talking earlier, and like I said, it should have come out in 95. But that is probably the other most anticipated record I was wanting during this time. And I think I bought it from Japan and paid like $60 for a CD, which back in 95, 96.
Oh no, yeah, that's a bootleg. That never got released nationally. I got a bootleg too of it.
I had the bootleg as well.
I bought the bootleg because
or something.
Yes, I bought the bootleg because my buddy called me. It was 96, summer 96. We just graduated high school, And he's like, this is the infancy of AOL, you know, when you used to get the CD in the mail.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, there were these message boards for all these bands. He's like, I was on a Poison message board. There's a place in Baltimore. It's called Buccaneer Records. You got to call it right now. They've got Crack a Smile. And I'm like, oh, and none of us had debit cards because those are, you know, brand new to us at that age. And so I had to beg my mom to let me use the debit card to buy this thing. And of course, like, what is she going to say? Somebody on the internet wants you to send them my debit card number.
Yeah, right.
But I got it, and it came in the mail like 4 days later. We both got it on the same day. And oh my God, that was the only thing I listened to for the summer.
I'm
was
a
that record.
huge
It's
fan of that.
so
Huge
damn
fan of that record.
Me
I'm
too.
so excited to get it on, you know, neon poison green when it shows up.
Oh yeah, I'll have to get that. That's
So I'll let Mike know. Mike's become a friend. Him and I chat, you know, quite often.
Part of
And
your payroll is direct deposited to Mike's account.
pretty much I've put his kid through college. He'll let me know, like he'll ask, is there anything you're looking for? And he'll go out there and find it for me that I can't, you know. So
That's
it's good.
cool.
But yeah, Crack a Smile. It's funny. My buddy did what you guys did because I didn't have the means. He got Crack a Smile, and then he got a bootleg of, if you guys can put it together, it was called it was Kiss, and the album was called Head, which later was known as Carnival of Souls.
Yeah.
So you know, it because by then we were in the thralls of the reunion and stuff. So
Oh yeah. No, I remember there was a bootleg convention in Portland at this hotel. And I think it was one of the greatest days of my life because didn't know what the hell to expect. We walked in and it was nothing but people sitting at tables in a giant like arena, and you just thumb through their stuff. But it wasn't vinyl, it was CDs, VHS, you know, bootleg concerts. Oh my God, we spent entire paychecks buying it. But the last table we went to had Carnival of Souls on CD. Horrible quality, but you at least had an idea what was coming. But yeah, you know, my 2 cents slang was incredible. I love it. It's incredible. I don't know why.
sorry, I guess we could go on all day here, couldn't we? So yeah,
anybody that says that Slang and Def Leppard went grunge didn't listen to the record because it's not grunge and it's not anything at all like that. But other amazing things about 1996 you remember album wise?
Yeah, Enough's Enough did Peach Fuzz.
Great record.
And you know, as long as for some reason I was okay with Enough's Enough, like because they weren't a real, they were psychedelic, whatever. Like it was different, and Bonnie V for me, I just love Donnie's voice. So they actually, you know, every year or two, you know, we're gonna get to 99. They did another one in 99. Like they're a great band. Now I'm not into the if Donnie's not singing, I'm not down. That's just my thing.
I'm out with Chip.
Yep.
The Tweaked record was interesting, a little grungy, but good.
Yep. So what, we're 96, Firehouse, another one that hit the charts. They released Good Acoustics.
Oh God, that's right, with the 3 new songs. Yeah. In Your Perfect World, great song.
Great song. And Love of a Lifetime charted again.
Yeah.
Because they countryed it.
I
didn't hate it though, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing, it hit Billboard. It did well on Billboard. It just their success always baffled me, but I wasn't mad at it.
That was when was 7? Enough's Enough 7?
99, 98.
Is that on to 99?
Yeah. Jonesy, one of your favorite
Paraphernalia was in 99. Oh, 7 was in 97.
Oh, yeah. Said, Jonesy, one of your favorite records of all time by a band we just talked about comes out in 96.
What's that?
Balance.
Was that?
I didn't count Balance, and I didn't count These Days in this because.
Oh, I forgot These Days.
Yeah, like Bon Jovi's, Van Halen, Aerosmith. These are bands that could, no matter what time, you know, just release a sandwich bag full of shit and people will buy it because it's just who they are, right? Great records. You know, I love These Days is my favorite Jovi record.
Me too. Same here.
I love Balance, even though later on I'd heard that, you know, through Sammy interviews that they just that's when they really had their first big divide when it was 2 on 2, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't enjoyable, but man, what a great record that is.
Loved it.
Such a great record.
Loved it. Yeah.
That's when Great White's Let It Rock came out, was in 96, but I didn't even pay attention, until
Me
I
neither.
got the unofficial. So
Great White was a band after maybe Hooked. I sort of went away from, and man, put out so much good stuff after Hooked.
Oh, can't get there from here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other unofficial I have coming. Thank you.
That's right. You talked about that the other night.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely let Jonesy, I'll let Mike know right after this video. I'll shoot him a note that you're definitely going to reach out. Patrick will too, because you want slang. So
yeah, slang, crack a smile. Can't get there from here. So yeah, you said
when you add him on there, Jonesy, you'll see all the unofficials that he's had over the past year, and I'm sure that I don't know what the availability is with his supply.
Right.
I've gotten a lot from him. I've gotten like Taiketo and South Gang, and I've gotten a ton.
The last unofficial I got that I was so proud because like I said, I'm not giving $500 or even more than that, was Second Coming by Shot.
Oh, you got that on vinyl?
I got the unofficial.
Yeah, I do too. He's got them all, man. He can get them all, Cat. Like,
wow. I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah,
then.
What's the one after that?
Violent New Breed.
Violent New Breed.
I have that one
My
too.
favorite. Yeah. Love that record.
And that's one because I'm not a big industrial, but now that one I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Shotgun Messiah.
Anytime Monkey Needs comes on, I just start pressing up on the volume because that song rules. But so 96 is a huge year for me because that's when I graduated high school.
Okay.
And that summer, my favorite Warrant record ever comes out with Belly to Belly. We did a whole episode on that, Jonesy.
Yes.
I'm just curious, I've only heard Jason talk a little bit about Belly to Belly. I know he loves it, and I'd really like to hear Jason's thoughts on that record.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, I was with these festivals and stuff that were coming out, and I still really gravitated towards, the melodic stuff that guys in their back catalogs and stuff. But for me, Belly to Belly was when, first of all, Warrant, for that festival, they stayed at the hotel I was working at. So I got to meet the band. And again, like it's not a big deal. I don't have stories like Guru does where it's like very intimate stories of meeting them, but I just remember, Janie, I didn't have a conversation with, but just, in the restaurant at the hotel and stuff, and the servers and the bartender, just like how wonderful and how sweet this guy was. Just such a nice guy, and the whole band was great. And I can't remember who the keyboard player was, but I remember that I went to the show.
It's probably David White.
And the next day, one of the girls was he wearing a pink shirt? And I was like, yeah, I just remember the wind and a pink shirt. She goes, it was my pink shirt. I was like, okay. But I just remember, like, the big one for me, like I'd said earlier in this video, was we're going to play a new one, and it's called Indian Giver. And I was like, holy shit, that is a great fucking song. Because they didn't play anything from Ultraphobic, but Indian Giver, right out to buy the record. And still one of my favorites. Still waiting for somebody to release it, so I have the vinyl copy. Yeah. Just waiting. Somebody do it, because it's just so good. Sure, it's not original Warrant, right? But it's Janie Lane.
It's Janie Lane.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Summer '96. Also, we get. I know Jason doesn't like it, but the Scorpions put out a pretty interesting record with Pure Instinct that had Wild Child on it. That was a great song.
Yeah.
And, Pantera comes out with arguably their most aggressive record, Great Southern Trendkill, which, dear God, that's a Bible for me. I love that record.
If you don't like Drag the Waters,
there's no help for you.
There's no help for you, exactly.
Like I've said it already, I don't like the gargling, screaming. I can't understand what the fuck you're saying.
For me, I've never heard a more amazing guitar riff in my life than Sandblasted Skin.
I appreciate the aggression.
Right.
So we're in 97. Sorry, I forgot. Shout out to 95 for Osmosis.
God, great record. Perry Mason.
Yeah.
I heard the debut of it on the radio, and I just went, "Oh my God, this is incredible."
Yeah. Sorry. We gotta stick to point here. We'll be here all day. But anyway.
So 96 ends, and we get into 97. Sammy Hagar comes out with his first solo record in years with Marching to Mars the same day as we cannot let Jason Reid not talk about. Get it over with. Go ahead.
Jonesy, this is my second favorite Slaughter album, and I mean it is a CH away from being my favorite. It was just a different group. When I don't, when you're like, you're kind of lame and you say it spoke to me, it was just so different.
Yeah.
Like the opening groove of American Pie, and I was like, man, and Heaven It Cries, man. And then, the cheeky one, Tongue in Your Groove.
Yeah.
My God, he's basically like squealing that out.
Oh, it's such a good record. I love Revolution. Yeah. And then, like I said, that was that year of that festival. So I got to see them play those songs, and that really helped my love of that record. It's just me.
How about
There
that?
was no doubt when I was going to see Slaughter a couple months ago, what I was doing, I ordered this shirt. I mean, I just love the record. And it was Tim Kelly's last with the band.
That's right. That is right.
Right? So, and he died shortly after because it was Jeff Brando on this tour. And really cool is because Mark said from the stage too that on that tour, Jeff was playing Tim Kelly's guitar.
Yes,
That they'd asked Tim's mother permission if they could take his gear with. So
that's cool. That's super cool.
So you remember about that record, Jonesy?
I didn't mind it. I actually, on Friday, Saturday nights, we'd go to the mall or to Sam Goodies or whatever record store we had at the time. And I just looked up on it. I was just flipping through, didn't know it was out. I don't know why I missed it, because I'm like you guys, I read the Metal Wire every month, and I don't know why. I guess maybe it just slipped my mind. I was like, oh shit, Slaughter's got a new record out. So it's not my favorite Slaughter by no means, but I don't mind it at all. What's that real? Isn't there one on there that's very Queenish? What was that song? Got it on my, I can't remember, but it had, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong album, but it's very, you could tell it had Queen influence all over it.
Oh, isn't that It'll Be All Right from the previous record?
I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. No, it's
Revolution also had a really cool cover of Rocky Mountain Way.
Oh, it did. And the guitar in it was killer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was
Can We Find a Way? That was really good.
Yeah.
I did like that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, the album closer is like a weird instrumental, but I'm Gone. Like they also played that live, right? Like that just rips.
Yeah. That's so yeah.
We also get in '97, we get Warrant's live record, which is incredible.
Very good.
Live records. We should do an episode sometime, the three of us, that's
live for sure. I'd be down.
Talk live records forever because I love them.
One of my favorites of all time is Faster Pussycats, Front Row at the Donkey Show.
Oh, such a great record. Yeah.
I love Shut Up and Fuck.
So good.
Shut Up and Fuck. Yeah, great.
Yeah. I think that's when I started getting back into Pussycat, is sort of when they were still heavy and still had a little bit of industrial to them, but they wasn't like they was a couple years prior, and you could at least tell it was some resemblance of Faster Pussycat.
Well, '97 gave us the first Newly Deads record, and I love that record, which is Tammy and Kyle from Bang Tango.
Very
great record.
That's right.
'97 had such good shit. Like obviously Revolution for me. Another obviously Harem Scarum released Karma Cleansing, which is they're all good. I don't even know why I get so excited. You name a record and I get the same face.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just all so good. So Karma Cleansing came out. Where are my notes here? 2 misses for me that year. Real big misses is Whitesnake's Restless Heart.
Oh, I know. Oh,
didn't care for that. And one that really was like, what the fuck? And then later I found out is that pretty much any 90s, and in '97 it was Dawkins Shadow Life. Just because then that was peak George and Don hating each other's fucking guts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has been known that George's mission was to destroy those albums, and he did a great job.
I was fixing to say he did a real good job.
Really, really great job. So, and even, I mean, George, I don't know, George was lost because he did a Lynch Mob record in '95 that was just grunge industrial, and it was horrible. So, I mean, Doc was they just were so lost in the '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. That funny story about that Whitesnake record, that same import store that we would go to that sold like anything and everything you could think of. We see the Restless Heart in there. My friend and I almost nearly got in a fist fight over who was going to buy it, and it was $70
Ooh.
back then because it was the import cost for it.
Yeah.
And I wound up winning, and I paid the $70 for it. And we listened to it one time, and then I took it right back and tried to sell it back because he bought music, and I got like $15 for it.
Oh yeah.
Crap record, just awful record.
Bad, so bad.
Supposed to be a Coverdale solo record, but he was forced to put it.
They were all, hey, everything after 1984 was the David Coverdale project. Please go to Hairband Basement and watch Brian and my early Whitesnake video from 78 to 83, the real Whitesnake. Anyway, I digress. Another record, you know, and I always say melodic and whatever. I love myself some Wasp. And in '7 was Kill Fuck Die. And
Great
that
record.
came out and it scared the shit out of everybody again. That's exactly what music needed. It scared the grunge people. It scared people like us. The stage show was scary as fuck. It was great. What a great record.
Oh, if you only hear one song off that record, go listen to My Tortured Eyes.
So
Holy
good.
shit. Or Kill Fuck Die is just, the whole thing is a piece of art. It's amazing.
And that's what it was made for. He
Yeah.
wanted an art. Here you go.
It's
music sucks. It's whatever. Here is a piece of art.
Yeah.
KFD had cool packaging too.
Yep.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And if you got the Japanese version, you got a really incredible song called Little Death. That was incredible.
Well, a record auction I'm at the end of the month from another fella in Florida. He's got a vinyl copy of KFD, and my fingers are gonna be ready.
There you go. And to wrap this up, we go to 1998. One of the most controversial records. Just take a minute, talk about it. The Mighty Van Halen 3.
We have to.
You know what? I'm not this one, Jonesy. What do you got for 98 for Van Halen?
I really like Gary Sharon. I really like his vote. I love the first two Extreme records. Three Sides has got its moments. I was really bummed because they had got rid of Hagar, but on the other hand, I was sort of really excited to see what they're going to do. And when I first heard Without You, I loved it. I loved the song Without You. I was like, holy shit, because it was Humans Beings Part 2.
Right.
But man, did the rest of that album suck. Eddie trying to sing.
How many say I?
I mean, there's a couple on there that I can listen to. The one that was on the Lethal Weapon soundtrack,
Fire in the Hole.
Fire in the Hole is not a bad song, but no, I couldn't do it.
I bought it, and I'll say this, and Patrick, I shit all over that record, but I do like Without You, and I just like it for the harmony. Gary Sharon and Mike Anthony. I mean, I think Mikey could harmonize with anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the harmony in that. And Fire in the Hole, I always kind of thought, man, I bet you that was written Sammy Hagar, because he sure sounds like Sammy Hagar in that song.
True.
So those are the only two for me. And I bought it on CD, and no. And there's an unofficial out there you can get. Here's where I am. I won't get it because I know I won't listen to it. I just won't.
Yeah.
I loved Without You. I liked there's the third song on the record, which is called From Afar, was very unique, and I thought purely just for the harmonizing guitar that Eddie plays throughout From Afar is pretty cool. And then there's a breakdown where he's it must be some kind of way. It's just really, really pretty. But for the most part, that record is an overindulgent shit show. I do love Without You, and when we did an episode with Rock Resurgence Radio, Jason and I did about 40 Van Halen songs, and that was pretty high up in my list of Van Halen songs because it was great. And 98 had a lot of interesting music. Danger Dangers for the Hard Way comes out in 98.
Yeah.
A great record that I loved. Absolutely adore that record, which has got, I think, 3 or 4 Cockroach songs on it, done by Paul Lane before Cockroach had finally gotten released.
Right.
And
Yep.
then we've got, I believe, also in 98, a band that I liked a lot changed their sound. And not a big, they're not a hair metal band by any means, but Paradise Lost put out an incredible record called 1 Second in 98 that was pretty wild.
Cool.
Saw a
Never
lot
heard
of
of that.
interesting. Oh, you never heard of that? It's
No.
very Paradise Lost is a very they were just kind of your traditional metal, and then they kind of took this road in 98 of being more like a Typo Negative. Shout out to Typo Negative in 97 for October Rust, because it's
Yeah.
one of the beautiful records I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's good.
If you've never heard October Rust, or at least the song Love You to Death,
Yeah.
it's absolutely one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It's in movements, and it's one of the most melodic, beautiful things I've ever heard.
Yeah. Good buddy of mine is, we done a show not long ago. Eric, he's a huge Typo Negative fan. That's his, huge Typo.
All their records were incredible. So, Jason, what do you got for 98?
You know what? Nothing stood out to me for 98.
Shut the front door. There's
Well,
what?
Listen,
He's opening his book. It's empty.
I got my book of things, and okay. Do you want to a guilty pleasure 98 for me?
Oh, good. Don't say Kelly Clarkson.
What's wrong with Kelly Clarkson, you bastard?
Leave Kelly out of this.
Leave Kelly out of this. You know what? Vixen released Tangerine in 98.
Oh,
and I didn't hate it.
Interesting album. Very interesting album.
I didn't hate it. I mean, the melody was there. I honestly think, like, say it for what it is, I think Roxy Petrucci is an underrated drummer.
She's great.
I do. Yeah. And I even have some of, I had on cassette, like some early Madam X stuff way back in the day. I actually have. Yeah. So, I mean, I just remember that. I remember a buddy of mine, I talk about Dan on videos. He really kept this music going for me because he's in production, and now he does booking stuff. He's down in California, in Palm Springs, doing stuff. And so he would get me these copies. Like he's the one that introduced, he's the one that got Crack a Smile. He's the one that I was with when I met Geoff Tate. He's the one that got, Tangerine, introduced me to lots of stuff that kept it going. So for 98 for me, like, I don't know, Tangerine just jumped out for me. I just remember having that on a burned CD, and I just dug it.
Tangerine was cool. I didn't hate it. A couple things that I forgot that I had on my list. For 1995, one of my favorite records of all time, Devil in the Details by Saigon Kick.
Yes.
You have not heard that record, you go out and listen to that, and you listen to the ballad Spanish Rain, because it is fucking brilliant.
Yes.
Anything that man touches. The import album from 98 of Bastards by Saigon Kick is pretty great too. It's only Jason Bieler with, I think, Chris McClernand and Ricky Sanders on drums. And Bastards is great. They do a cover of Billy Joel's Big Shot that is pretty rocking.
I love that.
Oh, shit. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a great record, Bastards.
I remember them talking about that, but I don't know why, it just slipped off my radar. I forgot about it.
He couldn't get a deal. The problem was Jason Bieler was trying to get a deal on his own, and he got a deal in Japan. But then when it came time to releasing it, the label was JVC Victor, which was a pretty decent sized label. And they said, nope, it has to be under Saigon Kick. And so he did it. And then that Bastards record was actually their demo to get the deal as Super Transatlantic, which came out in 99, 2000.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
That Saigon Kick record, Devil in the Details, it's so freaking good. It's so underrated. Don't know if you have any thoughts on that one, Jason.
this might get me shot, but I think that era of Saigon Kick, I really prefer. I know the Lizard. It's not even a thing for me. I'm
don't
glad
like
that,
that. Yeah.
I'm glad you can rub your fucking head until you see the video we do with Brian and what you did. Fucking guy.
It's gonna go down in
Fuck, I
history
think
as my worst moment.
I hope you also enjoy after Jonesy sees that video that this is your last appearance on his show.
This has been so much fun. I love you both so much,
Yeah.
and I think we should do this more often.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm always down. You know, we're gonna close this at 98, but 99, and we could do a show just on 99. 99 was
Oh
a big
God,
year.
Yeah.
Some of my
We come back in
favorite stuff is in
99.
99. Yeah. Just do a 99 show. I'd be down for that.
So, Patrick, because you're good with dates, or Jason, either one. So around this time, because I got married in 98. So is 98 or 99, Pretty Boy Floyd released a little 5-song EP called Unusual Suspects.
Yes. Yep, they do. It's 98.
99.
99.
Okay. Those 5 songs was the first time, I guess, that I had got to hear true hair metal again
Yeah.
in some time. And I was like, I fell in love. I wore that 5-song just over and over and over. They've got one song on there that is the best thing ever done, and it probably is a ripoff of Big Talk, which Big Talk I think was ripoff of something else. But The World Needs a Hero.
Yes. Well, actually, it's a cover. They
Really?
Everybody needs a hero to look up
Yeah.
to. Yeah, that's actually a cover of the Big Bang Babies, which featured Carrie Kelly.
Well, I'll be damned. Now
Yeah.
I've got to go listen to that.
Yeah, and
That
it's a
5
cover of
song.
the Big Bang Babies.
Wow. That and I think it was 98 or 99 when the Crew come back with greatest hits that had
Bitter Pill and Enslaved.
Enslaved.
I love Bitter Pill.
Those are
two,
to me the last 2 great Motley Crue songs.
absolutely agreed.
I do like Saints of Los Angeles. That was my last great Crue song.
Yeah.
Oh, that song itself is yes, I loved that song.
And I did like If I Die Tomorrow, but that's not a Motley Crue song.
No,
I mean, they
that's
sang
a
it, but they
6 a.m.
didn't
song.
read it.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Well, let's wrap this up with one thing that we was going to talk about. I know me and Patrick sort of had. So let's go back just a second, spend 10, 15 minutes, or maybe not even that long. What in the hell happened to, speaking of the Crew, what in the hell happened to Personality Number 9 and all those songs that some became Generations 1?
So, great question.
Is that the coordinary record?
Nope. Personality 9 is what they start. I did a whole piece on this in my very first ever Guru appearance. It was 10 Things I Think About Motley Crue, and it was my number 10, which was the demos that were written in 1996 or 95, late 95 into 96 for the next Karabi record. We're going to be called Personality Number 9. There is a list of 22 songs that I have that Nikki and Tommy talked about in different interviews. Things like La Dolce Vita, The Year I Lived in a Day, I Lived to Watch Us Live, You Lived to Watch Us Die. There were all of these songs, and they were all recorded. For the first 6 months of 96, they recorded with Bob Rock and then fired him because they said he overproduced the music.
And he would have given them suggestions.
Yes, exactly. He told them it sucked.
He would have saved a shit show that fixing to come out, right?
Yeah. And so they fired him against John and Mick said, don't fire him. The other 2 said, nope, he's gone. And they hired his little crony, Scott Humphrey. All of those songs exist. If Tommy and Nikki sit there or it's only Nikki that says they don't exist, but everybody else says, no, they exist. They're great. They're so fucking heavy. I believe the quote from John Karabi in The Dirt is, those songs are so heavy, we all walked around after recording them with our cocks in our hand because they were so big. And, I was like, well, fuck, I want to hear those songs, man.
Yeah,
me too.
They'll never come out. They will just never come out. The only hope we have is that with this current situation with Vince, that if for some reason, and I as much as John says he wouldn't do it, John would do it for the right money.
Yeah.
Everybody would. if we could get those guys to get back together without John Five, because he's wrong for Motley Crue. But if you go and you get Mick and you do a Vegas residency where Mick can sit and play, which he said he would do, and you get John and you play that stuff, and if it goes off smashingly, you put out an EP of some of those songs.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose with it. You own the rights to it. It's just a matter of the cost of distribution.
Yeah.
Done.
Done. Loved it.
Patrick, done. Make it call.
Guys, thank you so much. Jason, it's been a pleasure, my friend. It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do this again. Patrick, my brother, thank you so much for doing this. And thanks everybody for watching. And we'll do it again next time. And hopefully you'll like us just rambling on about all this that we love. Thanks. Peace.